You making a Sammy is?
Yep.
Hey y'all, what's up? Welcome back to Roots Refuge Farm. We're gonna go out here into the pasture and I'm gonna show you our new calf, which was, of course, born while we were camping. I knew when we left, I was pretty dang confident that Hope would give birth while we were gone because she was huge and just had all the signs of impending labor. And sure enough, the last morning that we were camping, we got a message from Wes that there was a little calf on the ground. We pulled in yesterday from our camping trip just in time to get to experience 80% of the eclipse. I got some footage, I'll share that with you now. So we are not in the path of totality here in South Carolina. However, we're supposed to get like 80% or so. And it's gonna peak here in about 10 minutes. It's pretty neat. I'm gonna put the Eclipse glasses over my camera lens and see if I can show you guys. It's really neat looking.
In Arkansas.
Oh wow. There we go.
State of emergency.
Hey y'all, look, you can see y'all can see it on the camera. The farm is like kind of dusky looking right now. It's so weird.
Hey, Daddy.
What do you think, Ezra? You like it?
Yeah, it's awesome.
Yeah.
And then sitting in the yellow flowers.
I know. So picturesque.
Yeah.
Oh, there he goes. Oh, look at those white legs. He looks like he's wearing tall socks.
He does.
He's a
Can
baseball
we call him
player.
Socks?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you can call him Socks.
His name's Socks?
Asher, look at the sun. Put the glasses on and look up at it.
It really feels darker out.
It feels dark, I know. What do you think?
Hang on.
That's cool, huh?
Yeah. It looks like a moon. The moon. I wanted totality, but it's fine.
Y'all, I love things like this. It's so fascinating to me. I have a very vivid memory of being in, I think I had to have been in about the 2nd grade when there was an eclipse. So that would have been like it was somewhere in the 90s, 94-ish or something like that, that there was an eclipse, and I remember them taking us outside of our classroom and showing it to us. And anytime that there's anything like this, I always try to get the kids all out to see it. I actually ordered these glasses. I've had them for a really long time. It was for one of the last ones that was a partial eclipse. So cool.
Definitely more colors.
What do y'all think? It's pretty cool, huh?
Yeah, and it does look like a toenail.
It does.
I don't think I'm gonna be able to actually capture this. I wish you guys could feel this right now, the way that it feels. It's just odd. Because like I know that it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon and it was just really bright out here, and now it has this like hazy, dusky feel. It's really bizarre and cool. We've got like 3 minutes until it's our peak time. We're supposed to get like 80%. But very cool. Where are you guys? Are you getting to see this? Are you in totality? Are all of our family and friends in Arkansas where we lived are in the path of totality? And apparently the one that came through in 2017, South Carolina had totality. Now at that point we lived in Arkansas, but I was actually visiting Alabama when that happened. I was trying to see, because I know that when there's an eclipse going, there's like the shadows will become like crescent shaped or something. I remember that happening the last time when I was in Alabama and the eclipse came. But I'm not really able to see it. Maybe you have to be more into totality for that to happen. Yeah, it's working. Do you see?
Cool.
Look, see, the shadows are shaped like crescents.
Oh yeah.
Look on his shoulder. It's all over his shoulder.
Yeah, look at that. That's so cool.
Absorbing the power.
Wheel shirt shows it good because it's white. Look how cool that is. Isn't that
I'm
neat?
glad we got to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is my shadow?
Isn't that weird? That's so cool. Michaela, you're covered with crescent shadows. Look at your skin. That's so
Nice.
weird.
Travis is getting the crescent.
Alright guys, this is as intense as we're gonna get it. Let me show you. There we go. Be the peak time. Which it's actually very remarkable what a difference this makes. This is the peak time. Y'all look at all the crescent shadows on the ground.
Oh, yeah,
So cool. What do you think, Jack?
It's happening.
It's pretty weird, huh? Yeah.
It's freaky.
What do y'all think?
Look out there. It's so dark.
Pretty cool, huh?
Yep.
Maya? Pretty cool, huh? Oh my goodness. You're so silly. That's cool, guys. Thanks for hanging out with us out here. Seeing it. That was pretty cool. I've really enjoyed watching the footage and the different things people have shared who are in the path of totality. From everything I've heard, like, it's an extremely surreal experience, and I don't know, maybe one day I'll get to experience that. I think we're supposed to have a couple more eclipses in what, 20 years or something. I was talking to a friend of mine today and I was saying I think that I'll plan on being in a place that I can see them when that happens. And I'm like, normally I don't even plan what I'm doing next week, but I'd be willing to make a 20-year plan on that. And here is our new little calf, who is a bull calf, which is fine. I mean, we don't really need another milker. I would have liked to have him be one, but it is okay. He is adorable, super flashy. Hey. Hey. Hey, little cutie. The kids have named him Socks, and he's a picturesque little dude here laying in the buttercups. He's got white legs all the way up to the top on the back. So calves at this age, the only actual like self-protection they have is to hide in the grass. So when you pet them, they just press themselves down into the ground. Isn't he adorable? He's a big boy. He's a pretty big little calf. Hey Lashes. What's up? It's okay. It's okay. A little warm snuggly thing. What do you think? That's it. We missed it, but we're happy he's here. Mama's doing fine. Very thankful that she did indeed have a baby. She's the one who took a while to get rebred. Hey Hope, what's up, girl? Everybody's enjoying just lounging today. It was raining earlier, so. Oh wow, these just opened. Look how beautiful these are. I love these. I think this is one of the ones I got from my friend Matthew when I went to his house last summer. That is gorgeous. Oh, these are really pretty too. This is one of the dark purple ones that looks almost black. This is gonna have several blooms at once. This one didn't bloom last year. So I love my irises, and last year I took like 20 different pictures. I took a picture of each one of my irises and then put it together and like a collage. And I had 20 different fancy irises last year. And this year I've already taken pictures. I had 3 up in the front, but this is a new one, and so is that one when it opened. So I think I'm gonna have more than 20 this year. Several of the ones that I planted didn't bloom last year, but they are now. Actually, I don't know which one opened first. Probably this one. It looks a little bit. Anyway, I'm excited for them both. Artichokes or sunchokes. Actually got a bed out here. I'm gonna stick these in. So Jerusalem artichokes, also fondly referred to as fartichokes, but not typically by me because, as my children would say, Mom's not big on potty humor. But these are, they grow into a flower, but the roots are edible, and they're very, very invasive. Obviously, things are invasive that it depends on where you live, on whether things are going to like really take over, whether they'll naturalize and spread and grow. And I have been warned over and over about how Jerusalem artichokes will take over and spread and grow. However, I haven't experienced that yet, but I'm still proceeding with caution. So I got this bed. This is just a bed that we had. It used to be somewhere else. It's been in the storage since we moved the garden from in front of the house. I actually cut the plastic underneath it. Anytime I put a raised bed down, I don't like using this real hardcore weed suppressant underneath it, as evidenced by the weeds popping up. This stuff is not fail-proof, but it will act as a barrier between your soil and the ground, and in some cases you may want that, but I find that this much soil is typically enough with some sort of like cardboard or something down. But I am trying to promote something of a relationship between my garden bed soil and the ground. So the plastic's cut away, this is backfilled with soil and some manure and stuff like that, and I'm putting these Jerusalem artichokes in this bed, and my only goal this year with having them right here is to multiply them. So this will be really pretty because they're really big, tall flowers. But my hope is at the end of the season to be able to harvest a bunch out here, put some back in, and then take what's excess. And this year I'm not going to eat them. I'm going to take them and plant them somewhere else. I actually have some more here. Now I had some, shortly after we moved here, I had some sent to me. I put them down by the pond, but I think it was just the wrong time of year, or they ended up getting weed whacked, which just happens. I mean, I'll try to establish like perennials in outlying areas that they can like naturalize and take over. Sometimes I don't put them outlying enough and they'll end up getting weed whacked. Maya likes everything to be super tidy. This is somewhere where we differ. I like a little chaos. He likes everything super tidy, but I understand that like when it comes to like around the edges of the pond, he likes to keep it down. So I'm taking these excess Jerusalem artichokes, I'm actually planting them, there's a meadow next door, and I'm actually planting them around the meadow. And my hope is, as I multiply them in this bed, in a contained space, that I can then start creating some outlying spaces where I can plant food sources that don't necessarily like, it's not a garden, I'm just helping some food sources naturalize. So I don't know. That's what I'm going to do with these. I don't know. I may end up putting a few of them into some pots. I had planned on doing like a wash station over here and doing like an old sink and stuff. But I really like this bed right here, and I may actually put a couple more of these in and maybe do the wash station down on the end. So I'm gonna walk down to the high tunnels. This space, I was actually thinking about it this morning. I think I'm gonna wait to pull these off for at least a few more weeks, because I feel like when I try to plant things out in the ground now when it's still getting coolish in the night, even though I think we're past our risk of freezing again, I feel like the weeds just grow faster this time of year than the plants I'm trying to grow. And if I just wait a little bit, my cowpeas and melons and squashes that I want to plant here will just grow a lot quicker. So I'm just going to leave this covered for a few more weeks, and hopefully these really warm days will help cause anything that's underneath that tarp to try to sprout, and then it'll kill it. It'll kill whatever sprouts. And then by the time it comes to planting it, we'll have hopefully less weeds and things will grow faster. A couple little blessings here. Well, that one's not quite right. After camping all weekend and cooking on the Blackstone, and I love cooking camping food. It's one of my favorite things to cook. For a lot of people, it's just super fun. But it's making me like, I was excited to get back home to my garden. I've got a lot of stuff to harvest that's good stuff that I want to use while I still have it, like kale, and I have a few more cabbages. We're about to the end of those. Oh, I'm propping you guys up on the table. So sometimes I'll just sit down and dialogue with y'all and share with you what I've been thinking about. And sometimes I think it's super relevant, maybe sometimes not as much, but today I was pondering something as I was actually out here earlier and kind of looking through, taking inventory. I have to look at things to like remember them. So I could sit in my house, even though obviously I'm very familiar with what's growing in here because I haven't been out here in the last few days because we were camping. I can be thinking like, what can I make out of the greenhouse? What can I cook for dinner? What can I make? And it's just like will completely escape me what I have to work with, so I have to come out and actually look. So I was out here earlier and I was looking at my carrots, and I've got some beets and rutabagas and some remaining kale and spinach. I was just thinking about the travesty of the human, I guess, aptitude to take the path of the least resistance. So in our modern world, where life moves so fast, like our culture moves so fast, especially if you have kids and they're involved in stuff, but I'm sure it's this way for people in many different life stages. I'm feeling it intensely right now because I have children that are involved in different activities and different things like that, but it feels like it requires so much intention to like eat real food, to plan around it, to cook it, to grow it. I mean, I feel like I put so much of my life into the food that my family eats. And I've shared about this before. I've talked about this. This is not a new revelation for me. This is not something that I'm having an aha moment about. But it's almost like I find myself kind of slipping into the path of least resistance, which we're inundated by conveniences and fast, cheap, and easy options. And it never goes well. Like, it's not fulfilling. It's not what I want to be doing. It's not healthful. It's just not what I want to do. So I have to like course correct regularly and go back to no, you love what you do. And it feels so countercultural to spend so much time and energy on food. It's a relatively new idea to think that like the food that you eat should take so little of your time and energy and resources. I can't imagine how much time people spent thinking about the year's worth of food and putting things in the larder and what they were growing and what they were doing, like even just 100 years ago. I mean, it was just a more normal way of life that your sustenance took a certain amount of your time and energy and thought and resources. I don't know, I've just been pondering that today as I find myself again making the choice to do the inconvenient way of living. It just requires a constant choice. I think the onion harvest this year is going to be very good. I actually, look at this. I've got beets and rutabagas all in the garden beds. And they're beautiful, and it is time to do something with them very, very soon. We made some pickled beets, and I actually loved them in salad, so I'm kind of thinking that's what I'm going to do with a lot of these, is pickle them. Like a bed of arugula and pickled beets cut up, some nuts or something. I was using goat cheese that I made, obviously. Like previously we had used feta, but I've been using the goat cheese. And then like a mustard maple vinaigrette. It's so good. This is actually another row of beets. We've got quite a few out here. Oh, look at that. The banana plants are popping back up. I may actually dig some of these banana plants out because I think they're going to be a little on the thick side. Maybe pot them up. I could take them to the market. That's a lovely little golden beet there. I don't know. I don't really have a point to make in regards to like sharing that, other than maybe like, hey, you're not alone. It does take just the constant choice. I feel like that's homesteading. It's the constant, ever consistent need to make the choice to go the inconvenient route or the legacy route or the slow, meaningful, connected route in the face of so many fast, cheap, and easy, convenient options. And that's not a condemnation of sometimes needing to take the convenient route or take a shortcut. We can be glad that we have that option, but I don't want to live there. I want to do the slow thing that requires the thought process and the extra time and sometimes the push of discipline that I have to hold myself to. I feel better about it. I feel more pleased with what I create when I go that route. So this garden's not getting used this year because we're building our house right there. And so I didn't want to have like a big garden space out here. There's so many things growing in this space. These are sunflowers. I mean, there's probably, I don't know, there's a lot of sunflowers out here. Some of them are a little on the larger side, but a whole bunch of them are smaller. See, whole bunch. There's no telling what all will grow out here. Now, we were gonna like knock out down the rows. We'll probably get the box cutter on the tractor and just come flatten this out so that we can mow it, because it's gonna get really grown up. But I may dig up some of these sunflowers first. I love it whenever I have volunteers that I can move. There are a bunch of them. There's probably, I would guess, just from walking through here, there's, oh, bear. Bear! Leave it. Thank you. As I was saying, there's probably like 50 or 60 sunflowers that have come up. Don't chase the birds. Y'all, this time next year, I'll be sitting right here on my front porch. This is front porch right here. I'm in this corner, so there's gonna be steps that come up onto the front porch right here. And then in this corner, I'm gonna have a swing. Here, I'll sit right here. Talk to you guys, look at the garden. When you're waiting on something, just a small amount of time feels like forever. But I keep telling myself, it's gonna feel like no time at all before it's all done, and I'm looking back on the wait and I'm like, oh, that was no big deal. The wait never feels like a big deal once you're done doing it. In the middle, it's a much bigger deal. Anyway, I'm gonna go inside, do some baking, clean my kitchen so that I can harvest some food and hopefully do something with it slow and meaningfully. Thank you guys for hanging out with me today. God bless you. Until next time.